Welcome to the Lost Lowdown Podcast 143 with your hosts, Claude and Justin.
What's up, guys?
We are back, continuing our Season 3 commentary series, episode 313, The Man from wait for it, Tallahassee.
Whoa, not Tallahassee.
You didn't need to wait for it.
I thought it was going to be Tallahassee.
What was that again?
Tallahassee. It's a Canadian village.
That's one of the weirdest things you've ever said on the podcast. You could have said Tallahassee, 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 or maybe even Tallahassee.
It's really been getting me on the X-Files. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that show, but they filmed it in Canada, in Vancouver.
Oh, yes.
And so, like, a lot of the extras they cast are Canadians, even though, like, most of the show is set in the United States.
Nice.
And also, like, a really prominent character, the cigarette smoking man, is Canadian, even though he's, like, a secret sort of government official for, the United States, obviously. And so, like, every time he says, like, house or coach or, like, any word with that vowel in it, It's like, you're not American. What are you doing? Like, why? There's no way you're involved in this conspiracy. You're obviously a foreign spy.
Yeah, you just got him.
Like, you're not fooling anyone with that accent. Anyway, that's where Tallahassee came from.
Nice.
Because I feel like that's how the Canadians would say it.
No, that's totally, you're totally right. The Kroll show does a spoof on a Canadian show, and that's exactly what they would say.
Yeah. There's a lot of Canadian actors out there. They sneak in sometimes. Mm-hmm. But listen for those words, and also Surrey. They can't quite say that one.
Those are good barriers, but I gotta say, hands down, the one word, I've told you this before, the one word that they always can't say, well, not that they can't say it, but you could tell is, now I'm blanking on the word.
Oh, wow. Such a lost moment.
We'll talk about this later. I just totally blanked on it. I keep hearing Tallahassee in my head.
Sorry. I feel like that's my fault. Well, are you going to think of it now?
Am I? It's so close. I can't remember.
Try to move on, and it will come to you.
Yes.
When you're
I'll
not.
Come back to it.
Okay. So anyway, getting back to the episode, which we haven't discussed at all yet, but I remember thinking it's kind of like Not in Portland, mm-hmm. where like you hear that title and you're like, huh, like I don't know, is it Sawyer or like what's the Man from Tallahassee? Like what's that supposed to mean?
I thought of the word, by the way.
Oh, go.
Anything.
Oh. But is that Canadians or Australians?
No, it's anybody. I've never heard any non-American.
Do you mean anybody?
Anybody be able to say that word. No, definitely Australians. I've heard Australians miss that. But yeah, I caught that with Portia de Rossi on Arrested Development.
Yeah.
And then I noticed anybody else who has every other word they say in American English or an American accent is like fine.
Yeah.
But they always say anything. It's not anything. It's anything.
Anything. Yeah.
Anything. It's great.
I've definitely heard that one.
Yeah. Anything.
It's a thing.
All right, so back to the podcast.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, the point I was trying to make was that like Not in Portland, you kind of wonder about the title, and it's the ending that tells you what the title means.
Yeah.
So it has that same structure, I guess. I would say this episode is notable for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's got the first and more or less only reference to the magic box,
Yes.
which becomes a thing not so much in the show, but in the Lost World.
Oh, much to our chagrin.
It kind of took on a life of its own. I mean, they did have like Locke ask a couple times, like, "Is this the magic box? Is this the
Yeah.
magic box?" And Ben had to just say like, "Okay, look, the magic box was just a metaphor. Calm down." But they did introduce that idea here. The other thing is it tells us how Locke ended up being paralyzed.
Yes.
Because, up till now, I believe basically his flashbacks, we've seen the walkabout flashback where it's right before how he got on the plane and he's
Mm-hmm.
paralyzed the whole time. And we've seen flashbacks, further back in time where he was still walking. But there's been nothing telling us how he got from one to the other.
Yes.
And I would say of the mysteries that they've solved this season, which include what happened with Kate's marriage
Mm-hmm.
and how did Jack get his tattoos, I would say this one is definitely the most interesting of the three and also the most successful.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, like the answer is sort of obvious and logical if you just stop to think about it for a second. It's sort of
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, yeah, I could totally see his dad did it. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But it kind of works. There's a logic there. And it's like, if they needed to ratchet up the tension between Locke and his father and like the bitter feelings he has about his
Yeah.
father, like this just takes it to another level. Because like, if Locke was a sad, sad man before he got in the
Oh.
wheelchair,
Oh.
like,
Oh.
how bad was he when he was in the wheelchair? Like,
Yeah.
like it was another level of pathetic. And
Yeah.
so it really sets up well this like final thing of now he's on the island, and what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
And and Ben sort of playing off that, and that idea just of the others bringing him there is kind of crazy, I mean, I think it really seemed like a really huge deal at the time.
Can I say, as a with the profanity disclaimer, and speaking from like
Put the kids to bed.
the general audience POV, what the fuck does this have to do with protecting the island? Like, like they're doing all this to screw with Locke, and this is Jacob's mission for them. Like, it's so insane.
Yeah, so I think in the episodes that follow, we kind of come to understand why they did this, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of makes sense. Although there are several points that are weak in the storyline, but I think basically it's Ben's plan, and
Yeah,
and that's why it's crazy.
exactly. That's my point. Like, this is not what Jacob wants to be spending
I don't think it
their
is.
time doing. And it's like, Ben's like, what about me? It's like, this is what you were doing.
Yeah. I don't think it is, and I think Richard doesn't quite, but almost says that, verbatim that this is
Yeah.
not part of Jacob's plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Ben's attempt to discredit Locke, basically.
Although, I gotta say, if this is the kind of stuff Jacob did, it would be really interesting.
I
If
agree.
everybody got tested in this weird way where when they come to the island, their past comes back to haunt them and they
Hmm.
have to rise above it to like prove whatever.
Yeah.
That would have been an interesting character on the show.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, they have that idea a little bit,
Yes, they're right
you
there.
know? Jack with Christian, they have
Yep. Kate's horse.
Kate's horse, they have Charlie finding the heroin.
Dave. Yeah, Dave.
Dave, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's that idea is definitely there, and it feels like there should be a plan there. There should be some larger force that's responsible for it, but it's a little more like, some of it's Man in Black and some of it's
Yeah.
coincidence, and
Yeah, I think that's the big problem is it goes back to when they flip flopped about Jacob and Man in Black, and when they're fleshing out who's who and whatever, like who's who and who did what. Like I think they gave Man in Black the stuff Jacob should have had,
Yeah.
which is the past challenging these people to make them better.
Right.
And instead they gave it to him saying, "Oh, he's manipulating them. He's
Right.
doing this to manipulate them." Basically crediting this interesting thing to the bad guy,
Yeah.
and saying he's doing it for this selfish reason, not to save the world, not to
Right.
protect the island, not to make these people better people.
Yeah. Just
He's
to get
doing
what
it
he
for
wants.
one specific selfish reason,
Yeah.
and also he's going to destroy the world if he gets to do it.
Right.
And it's so not gratifying. And on top of that, it's not a cohesive idea, like you were just saying. Like we never got. It took us all these podcasts to get to this point to say, hey, it'd be good if they did that.
Right.
Like that's not something that that it's obvious that these people are being like challenged by their past. I mean, obviously there's a flashback mechanics, but in terms of like
Mhm.
on island stuff, like
Right.
this like concerted effort, like tests that are set up,
Mhm.
challenges that they have and they take different forms for every person,
Right.
but like it's the same idea and it's leading towards something important, not Saeed's going to end up dying for no apparent reason and then getting reborn for no apparent reason and never really knowing why and who and what. Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And the water was bad and we don't know why and Ash and please just let me die now.
yeah, that's the sketch version of that scene is with the water being bad. Who took the Brita filter?
That's what it is.
Yeah, like, oh, you're
I
supposed to
knew
change
it.
things every 3 months. You're supposed to change the Brita
Oh,
filter.
Lennon.
No, Dogan, I thought you were changing the filter this month.
No, that was your job.
I was busy with the machine.
Oh, you just can't get good help these days.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Lost.
Yeah. We always we always create these ridiculous lost shows, and I wish we could see them for real. They would be the best thing ever.
I do too. It'd be hilarious. There are those out there that would appreciate them.
Yeah, I want to see Seinfeld meets the others, and
Yeah.
at the temple, and like Dogan is Jerry, and Leonard is Kramer. He like bursts into the door.
Oh God.
Jerry, the water's bad. Jerry. The water's bad, Dogan. The water's bad.
He said the water was bad.
Dogan's like, not now, Lennon. I'm busy preparing for my comedy act. I mean, this machine that tells you if you're good or evil.
It's so ridiculous.
And then it's like, meanwhile, you have Saeed, who's like George or something. I'm going to the sauna, and I'm just gonna go take a swim. And
he's a zombie, Jerry.
I mean, Dogan.
Sorry, yeah, Dogan. He looks like a zombie. Who's a zombie?
He's got zombie hands. Oh man, Seinfeld is the gift that keeps on giving, and so is Lost. So you put them together.
Oh my God, it's so ridiculous, and yet not that far from the truth.
Yeah, and more interesting than what happened.
Surprisingly more interesting. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I feel like that some of those ideas fueled the purgatory theory, I think.
Yeah.
And some of those ideas are incorporated into the Flash Sideways.
Yes.
Yep.
It's like they had the ingredients, they just didn't make that dish.
Yeah. That they didn't follow through with it on the island. And definitely like season 6, it doesn't really feel like there's a plan in terms of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't know. It's very mechanical. It's weird. Season 6 is a mess.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. And yeah, there's Desmond and Widmore and it's very confusing, and it definitely doesn't feel like the characters really have personal journeys, except for maybe Jack.
And you mean specifically in season 6?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and we'll get there and talk about it. I think Desmond leading the charge in season 6 was a bad idea. I think
yeah,
the whole muddling, and they muddled the Jacob and Man in Black, the central forces on the island. I think they muddled the hero at the end of the story
yeah,
with Desmond and Jack.
yeah. I agree.
Like they wanted Jack to have the battle with Man in Black, and Desmond to do the metaphysical pulling of the cork. But then Jack has to go help
He
do
has to go
that.
down anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, Jack isn't the one who wakes up first in the Flash
Flash
Sideways. It's
sideways.
Desmond
He
who's
he
waking
does it
up.
last, actually.
Yeah, he does it. He's the last one. It's like, but he's also the leader of the island and the hero. But also, yeah, it's just
Yeah,
they're all over the
it's
place with that.
clunky, definitely. I agree. I think Desmond is a big part of like what went wrong with the bigger plot there. Like I bringing him back just felt wrong. It felt like his story was over,
Yeah,
and I feel like he would agree. He didn't want anything to do with coming back.
yeah.
He wasn't like Jack saying we have to go back. He was
Mhm.
like, I never want to see that island again. He's with Penny. He's happy. It's fine. His
Yeah,
story's over.
yeah.
And they could have just had it play out without him, but they
I
had
think
to
it's
bring
it's
him.
not it's akin to a small degree to having Sun and Jin come back as zombies. It's just
Yeah,
the idea of like they were done. Why would
yeah,
but to bring them back they'd have to be zombies, and it's like it's not worth it, guys. Like
you're right.
their story was over. They can't come back, and I think that would have been. I get the draw though to want to use Desmond and his past storyline with the magnetism and stuff.
Right, yeah.
They glossed over it, with the hey, I brought a map of all the pockets. Oh,
Hmm.
but oh well, who cares? Like, not gonna
Yeah,
do anything with it.
let's never mention that again.
Yeah,
I don't care about pockets. I, I'm just asking you about this because it's your episode this week, and
yeah. It's like, what am I, a pants maker? I don't care about pockets.
you need. Zoe was definitely one of the least successful, one-off season characters.
Yeah,
She never worked at all.
no.
That was just a big, big fail. And everything she was involved with just got messed up. And I would say especially the Ajira story.
Yes. Oh, the Jira story. That whole season. I was gonna say that story and that part of this episode season, but it just goes back to the whole season. All
Yeah.
that stuff with Man in Black, like Locke whittling, and I
Mhm.
can't fly over water, or else I would have done it. Maybe I did it,
Mhm.
but I didn't do it.
I did it, but I can't do it now. And just go away.
Just go away. Yeah, that's what he wants. Stop
It's
asking
just,
questions.
yeah, it's like, stop bothering me. Like, I
Stop making
can't
me
answer your
explain
questions.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was a mess. And it was like, who killed them? Oh, that's terrible. They died? Oh, no. Like, what? And Widmore's like, oh, why would I kill him? I've never killed anyone. You people. You people are the worst. Like, stop it. Why is everyone lying when, like, nothing's at stake? Like,
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's the best question ever. Guys, nobody cares who killed them. Just say who did it so we can
nobody
move on.
cares.
It
It's
doesn't
like,
matter at all.
it's
Yeah.
a one-liner and it's over. Like, no one's thinking about that mystery. I know we are. I know. But I'm just saying, like, it's not a deal in the show. No one cares. And even
Yeah.
out of the show, I think most people don't care. And so
Yeah.
it's just like, what's the point of everyone's going to lie about it and we'll never mention it again? You
Hey,
know?
hey, how are we gonna handle this Ajira thing? Okay, I have a plan. We all lie about it, then none of us mention it again. Okay, deal, go.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that was a plan. And I mean, there's no character later in the season that's like, oh, but what about all those Ajira passengers? You know, even I feel like I'm getting outraged now. There was even that
I'm
scene.
sensing some outrage.
I know, yeah, the pitch comes up and it's outrage. Like in season 5, when they're on Ajira, when Jack's sitting with Ben and
Yeah,
he's like, what about all these people? You
yeah,
know? And Ben's like, who cares? Or whatever he
yeah.
says. And I think in that moment we're supposed to be like, oh Ben, you're so callous, you don't care about the
Mm,
lives of these people. But in the end, Jack doesn't either.
yeah,
None of them do. They're just like, fuck these people. Whatever. They're all dead. Fine.
yeah,
Let's move on. Like,
yeah.
there's no concern whatsoever.
He's like, they're better off. This island is so fucked up. You guys are better off dead. They got it easy.
That's true. It's true.
He's like, whoa. That saves me from having to explain to them what's going on here, what they walked into.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine if Jack had to catch them up on what's been going
Oh
on?
my god. Oh my god. We're gonna be here
there's
a
a
long time.
there's a sketch. Well, see, it started with some rumbling in the jungle, and we thought it was a dinosaur. We thought
Oh
it was a
my god.
T-Rex for a long time.
We really did.
Turns out it was a man who now looks like Locke, who died, who got killed by this other guy who was the leader of some people who you would probably be if you had crashed on the other island.
I mean, I guess it makes sense that they don't care more about Ajira red shirts than they did about the original Oceanic A15 red shirts.
True.
But I feel like they should have cared about the A15 red shirts. Like the whole like weird callous treatment of the red shirts is kind of a pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them to have like a big touching funeral for all of them. I just feel like there should have been some acknowledgement
You
of the
expect
massacre.
one scene of somebody, in the aftermath of the massacre,
Yeah.
somebody going, "Wow, I can't." All those people
All those
dead,
people.
like,
Yeah, like
oh, this
they
is.
were with us. We lived
Or
with
even,
them.
or even Jack going, doing his like indignant, packing a bag, really, angrily and going, he killed all those people. All those people did die. They didn't die for nothing. Some
Yes.
little line. We've seen it
Totally.
a million times. Yeah, I agree. Like you do expect a line to acknowledge that it was wrong that all those people are now dead
Yeah, and
for no
God,
reason.
I feel like I'm walking it back. We started in season 6. Now I'm complaining about season 5. Now I'm gonna complain about season 4.
Well, I think if you continue that journey, we'll get back to the man from Tallahassee.
It's gonna be relevant soon. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
totally right. But like, it sort of reminds me of how there's this whole thing about. Actually, this comes back to season 3, I think, or does it? Is this season 4 or season? Oh, I'm getting confused. Anyway, because he goes to the funeral parlor twice, and so I'm confusing about which one's which. I think it's season 4. When Jack is talking to Ben and he tells him Locke came to see him, and he talks about how he said like all these bad things happened when they left,
Yeah.
and like I kind of feel like all the bad things that happened should mean the massacre of the red shirts,
Hmm.
but it's not clear that that's even what he means.
Yeah.
Like, and in fact, it's not clear what he means at all because they don't even really talk about that later. And when we actually see the scene of Jack, talking to Locke in the infamous final days of Jeremy Bentham,
Hmm.
um, life and death, excuse me. Uh, he doesn't say anything about bad things happening on the island. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't. That just doesn't happen. The way Jack describes it in season 4 is just not what we see in season 5, and so it's sort of like they retconned that away. Um, but it feels like that's where the Red Shirt Massacre should go, because I feel like that's kind of the worst thing that happened when they left the island. At least that Locke would know about.
Oh, see, I was
Am I
thinking of
wrong?
the red shirts getting attacked in season 6 with the flaming, like when they all died at the end. You're talking about before that?
With the flaming what? No, the flaming arrows is season 5.
Oh, that's season
When
5.
they're time traveling.
Oh, that's right. It's when they're time traveling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In season 6, they also
I'm thinking of
get
the I'm
bombarded.
thinking the bombardment. Yeah, the missiles or
Yeah, the
whatever.
missile. Yeah, Widmore starts firing the missiles. Oh boy,
I see.
another classic season 6 moment.
Yeah. Launch the missiles.
Launch.
We brought missiles. Why?
I know, it was so ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
I know that this thing is like totally impervious to everything, and that's why I brought this fence. But fire the missiles anyway.
Fire the missiles. We bought them. Let's use them, guys.
Then I'll be sure to kill everyone but him.
Yeah, that's what missiles do.
It's like, great, good job, Widmore. Jesus.
Who are you being, Jacob, right now? Great, good job, Widmore. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Come to my island and start blowing people up.
Firing missiles. It was totally ridiculous. Yeah, so there was that. That was a sort of others massacre, and then there was the off-screen Ajira massacre.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
But I think Widmore did that one too. I think that's the final word.
Season 5, Flaming Arrows. That's what you're talking about.
But season 5 is Flaming Arrows. Yeah. Because that happens while Locke is still there, before he leaves to go back. And so I feel like of the things he saw, that was the worst thing.
I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what he should be talking about. But then he doesn't actually mention it, and really no one mentions it. Yeah. And so it's just sort of like, I don't know. I wonder if that's what they had in mind, and they just decided to de-emphasize that because the point was going to be about the connection between the main characters. Like, that's sort of what they focused on, especially in The Flash Sideways. In terms of, like, the goal of the whole show was about how important these people were to each other. And the red shirts don't have a place in that.
Yeah.
And so, like, the idea of worrying about...
Like, Sawyer couldn't remember Kate's face. So you damn sure know they don't remember those red shirts.
You're right. That makes it pretty obvious.
I done forgot her face. That's a direct quote. Exact quote.
It is, though.
It is.
You're not wrong.
I done ain't remembering it.
But anyway, Man from Tallahassee.
So speaking, yeah.
I guess I would say the other notable thing from this episode that we actually brought up a couple podcasts ago is the infamous wet submarine expedition.
I thought you were gonna say wet submarine contest.
Ooh, look at that one. That's a wet submarine.
It's this sort of nautical porn. It's sort of like, oh, look at that wet submarine. Submerging in the water.
Yowza.
That'd be hilarious. You're just next to a dry submarine and like you cut on the party and be, all right, let's get this wet submarine contest going. Just like throw a small bucket of water on it.
Yeah. Put the hose on that submarine.
This one spot is wet, and that's it. But
I couldn't think of how to describe it. It's the submarine's not wet. It's Locke who's wet.
Locke is wet from the submarine.
From the submarine. Apparently, even though we see him go inside, and there's really no indication that he was ever outside.
Oh, I think it's pretty clear Locke got turned around on his way out of the submarine, and he went through the showers.
That just gave me a flashback of the podcast about this episode. I remember getting this image that just occurred to me again, and your Locke voice totally fits with this. Of Locke, climbing into or out of the submarine and kind of like slipping and going like, whoa, and just like comically falling in the water with like Benny Hill music or something.
Yeah, totally.
Little did we know that's what happened before he comes out of the dock.
Yeah. Hey, it ties into season 6 when Man in Black as Locke Jack pushed him in the water.
Yeah, yeah, where Sawyer's like, just get him in the water for no
Yeah,
apparent reason.
just get him in the
Just
water.
get him in the water. Water will kill him.
Yeah, I interrogated him for hours, and I understood from our conversation that water was his kryptonite.
What the
What do you
hell
know?
were they doing? Oh, that was so weird. All right,
Uh,
I'll push him in the water.
all you did was make him slightly frustrated.
And then he stood up and got out of the water.
Yeah, and that's how we didn't defeat the Man in Black.
It's so ridiculous. I don't. Man, there was some weird stuff there.
The whole show is weird.
I guess it's tied in because that's totally like the dock and the submarine.
Yeah.
It's sort of them going back to that whole
Maybe
thing.
he's just cursed to always fall into water at the Bala Ferry dock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah.
It's like cyclical fate.
Yeah. It just always happens.
It all makes sense now.
We just solved the show.
Did.
And that's why Jacob is the Man in Black. By the way, I just was making a joke there, but that's an awesome theory if we could make that work.
Jacob is the Man in Black. I mean, I feel like that's almost true, you know? I mean, they're twins. Like they definitely have the idea that they are and I remember in Sundown there was that whole thing about when Dogan tells Saeed his story, he's like, I assume that man made you a similar offer, you know? And they have this weird parallel of like they're kind of similar. Like their way of doing things is similar.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess you know they're twin brothers. Like they're.
But I mean, like a crackpot theory that like
they really are the same.
that because Man in Black can change his form. That sometimes when we see Jacob,
Oh, it is the Man in Black.
like so, there's only ever been one of them or something.
They, you know, they could have done that.
Yeah.
They definitely could have done that. That would have been crazy. Like it was actually the Man in Black that did all the Jacob recruiting.
You can even get crazier and say like the island is so crazy when their mom gave birth, she only had one baby and the other baby was the smoke monster.
Oh my god.
And that's why when he got thrown into the light cave, he came out as a smoke monster because he was never a real person.
He was already a smoke monster because there was only one baby.
He just shed his human form.
One baby and one island smoke monster baby.
Yeah. You see, the fetus trapped the smoke monster inside of it, and then it got released when Jacob threw him into the light cave. Clearly.
You know, it's funny. This isn't really a spoiler, but there's a plot point in the Dark Tower that's not a million miles away from what you're saying.
Oh, jeez.
Which is really amusing to me because you're totally joking.
Yeah, I'm trying to be ridiculous.
But yeah, there's something along those lines.
All right.
It's ridiculous.
All right, you want to start this episode?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's get her going.
Get her done.
All right, everybody, if you're ready, you're going to sync up with us, get ready.
Get ready.
Ready for the countdown?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Previously on Lost.
Previously. You were in a wheelchair.
4 years. Dad, thankful, kidney.
And my kidney needed a kidney father.
My kidney father needed a father kidney. Submarine, Locke was really interested in that.
Submarine. Yeah, they totally cut the lock. This is kind of a giveaway. Sometimes Previously
Yeah,
on Lost gives stuff away.
yeah, they're too directed.
Yeah.
Kate's like,
Oh, I love that face.
that's a great face. She should keep that
What?
face. Her regular face is boring compared to
It's
that.
not working. That face I'll buy. Oh, I like this. He has some hair, so it's a while ago, but not
Ha!
that long ago.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
Is this before or after the pot farm?
Well, yeah. It has to be after then.
Why does it have to be after?
Isn't he in a wheelchair?
I think the reveal is going to be he's not in a wheelchair.
Oh, that's the reveal. Oh,
I think
that's
they're
right.
tricking us.
They tricked me.
It's a reverse walkabout,
They
yeah.
reverse tricked me because I was thinking they were gonna trick me and they didn't trick
Like
me.
he's getting disability insurance for a mental problem, maybe, or something.
You're right. You're right. He's got legs.
Whoa! And he knows how to use them. So yeah, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just curious what they think the timeline is.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, is he depressed because of the pot farm?
Or does he go to the pot farm after this because he's depressed
After,
now?
yeah. Well, I guess it can't be too much
Look at
after this
Jack
'cause he's
having
about to be
so
in a
much
wheelchair.
fun.
I know he's loving that shit.
And he's playing with a pretty
Oh,
girl
and Juliet's
who's
out there.
Juliet. Look at her having fun.
I know.
It's so weird. You have no idea why this is happening.
Yeah,
You're so confused. He looks so brainwashed.
it's really strange to see this. Because he was not acting like this, even towards
No.
Juliet. She just disappeared? Oh, jeez.
Now John's gone.
Uh-oh, it's the
I
brainwashing
just, I
room.
just want him to like look at the binoculars and the sign on the door they're going into says sex room or something. Something completely ridiculous. Like this is how much fun they're having.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Ben's in a wheelchair now.
Wheelchair. Now who's in a wheelchair?
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin. Shaking hands like he made a
Oh,
deal.
this is so manipulative. Oh, my God.
Nice. Yeah, that didn't work that well, but it's almost a good one.
It feels kind of comical.
Yeah.
Like a little, they pushed it a little too
Like
much.
it's like zoinks.
Yeah, it's a little bit zoinks.
You can't catch a football like that if you're drugged. Well, that's a sensible plan, says the man with a gun.
It is very reasonable.
Bolivian gold. Oh yeah. Is he watching what I think he's watching?
I think he is. That's so crazy.
I have a sign. He said it. Oh man. Uh-oh. You want the philosopher.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to transport back to 17th century England.
Yeah. Oh, try 17th century England. Special.
Lady Gaga.
Because I'm not finished telling you the story. Uh-oh.
Is that supposed to mean Anthony Cooper was married, or is that him being the other guy?
I think that's him being the other guy. Because I
Okay,
think that's with the guy's mom.
okay. That's better.
It would make sense if,
Yeah, it
yeah.
would make more sense.
I like how it was the easiest thing for him to do was get his medical records.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's a bit strange.
it was an anonymous donation? I don't think that's what you say if what he's describing happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sneaking around in the trees.
Is this sneaking music? I was trying to hear what these like it's like bongos going on. Late night smiles.
Uh-oh.
Kate's like, give me those binoculars.
I think that's the sex room. Oh
Yeah,
no,
it's the sex room.
Juliet.
Go in the sex room,
Yeah,
Juliet.
go on this
She's like, I'll sex you later. So he'll shoot you first. So he's brainwashed. It's better that way. I'll be alive.
Is that Jack's clothes?
Maybe it's the place next door.
Okay. So I don't remember him wearing a shirt like that.
So this is the first time we've ever been in a Dharma house, right?
Since the opening scene of the season.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely with our characters.
What? Playing piano? That
Who knew
song's
he
called
could
I
play?
Hate Kate. Oops, Kate's here.
Die Kate Die by Jack Schiff.
Die Kate, yeah. Wish I never met you. And found him. Oh, this
I
guy.
forgot about this guy.
It just dawned on me. where I recognize him from, he was the dad and main character in Fast and Furious 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, I know that's not exactly
Three Fast, Three Furious?
obvious connection, but yeah, Tokyo Drift.
Wow. Wow. I just forgot about his character on this show completely.
Yeah, that too.
Because, yeah,
He's the new Pickett.
he basically is Pick Part 2.
Yeah.
Pick
His
Part
name is
2,
Price apparently, so they weren't even trying to make it too different.
yeah.
Aha. Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Wow. So yeah, so this is where I think Locke is at the past the point of no return in terms of like his character.
Yeah, I agree.
I remember this turning point where it's like he's not even on the same page with the Losties anymore.
It bothered me a
He's like
lot.
going rogue for no apparent reason
Yeah,
for a long time, just like messing up stuff.
yeah. I remember they used that in a promo. I'm not here for Jack, I'm here for the submarine.
hmm
And yeah, I remember being really annoyed by that. And it also throws new light on the whole like
Yeah, Locke, this plan's gonna work.
God.
We'll hide in the closet.
Jesus. It throws new light on the whole like they're not motivated to go look for Jack thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, because now he's like, I'm not here for Jack.
Yeah, and like you said, they didn't even get to where they were trying to get to, right? They just stumbled upon the flame. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
like they haven't. Oh
It
yeah.
seems like they stumbled into the flame, he stumbled into the information that they had a submarine, and now he's gonna stumble into blowing it up.
Yeah, it's just like they didn't confirm where they ended up with what the plan was from the stick.
Yeah.
I just wanted a line like, "Good thing I had that stick, right?"
Yeah. Yeah, they're done. I don't think they're gonna mention the stick again.
Yeah. I'm trying to brainwash her boyfriend. Oopsie, went overboard.
Yeah, that's one of the worst Ben plot points. Well, I guess I overreacted.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Blech.
Bleh. I thought I felt my kidney twitching.
Yeah, clean up on aisle two. I just shit my pants. Wow. He just let the cat out of the bag that the son has no proof.
Yeah. He's actually helping.
Yeah, he's giving him everything he needs. I mean, he's giving him a heads up.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have to tell him all that stuff. He could still say, like, I'm not going to tell you how I know, but I want you to
Yeah.
not do it, you
Because he
know?
still wants their approval. He wants to help him.
Yeah.
Wants their approval.
Yeah, you're right. He's still protecting him. It's
Yeah.
so pathetic. Oh my god. Man, if I could push you out of a window now, I would do it.
Okay, John, you got it, means I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think he's intimidated by you.
Dude, not in the least.
No bananigans.
No bananigans? Wow. I don't know what to say to that.
it's I don't either.
That's like shenanigans with a banana, right? It's just the funniest thing ever.
It was supposed to be Ben, not
Oh,
bananigans.
bananigans?
Yes,
Now you,
bananigans.
I thought you meant bananigans, and I was like, "That's why did you say that?"
That is what it sounds like.
Thought it was banana related shenanigans. What's in the pack? Oh, and this is the other part. He just deduced his own.
Ben just Saided
Like,
him.
yeah, he got Saeeded in 1 second.
He figured out the whole plan,
The
and
whole
he's
plan.
like sitting in bed.
He didn't even get out of bed for it. He literally doesn't have to get out of bed. Oh man.
Everyone wastes their life in Tustin.
Ouch.
Sorry, Tustin.
Yeah, Tustin's pretty close to LA.
All you Tustin lowdowners, you're cool. Don't worry. I'm not talking about you.
Everybody else in Tustin is a loser.
Yeah.
It's just what you're born for. Nobody's at fault. Sorry, Tustin.
Oh, it hurt.
And then Locke gives him what he wants.
Yep.
Like he's gonna tear up.
He's
And,
trying to get a rise out of him, and it's working.
yeah, I've got my back break.
Ben does the same thing his dad does.
Yep.
It's
And
like,
that's how he knows how to manipulate him. He's like, I'll just be his
yep. Yeah. Yeah, he's really susceptible to
dad.
that.
Oops, don't mind me. Just trying to escape.
I don't know if that was supposed to be comedy, but
Be careful in here. They're crazy.
it's a crazy room.
And that was weird that he's giving him a heads up.
Yeah.
So, why?
Yeah, it's pretty strange. I don't even know.
Unless it was just for the audience to remember, like they're listening, so they're only going to say so many things.
I think that's at least part of it, but yeah, I feel like he should already. I mean, he said that to her in his house. I feel like he should already suspect that. I don't know. Sort of. More or less.
Yeah, they're just in a cult now.
Yeah, I mean, when Widmore starts bombing them, it's kind of a problem.
That's years from now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a while. They got a good 3 years left.
How you not with anybody?
Yeah, come on, be with somebody.
That was such a new age thing to say too.
Yeah.
You can't be with someone, Kate. We're all our own spirits.
Yeah, but I owed you, and I don't care what you said.
And owing is so much more valuable than I told you.
Man, Kate, I had such a good deal going.
I was playing football. There was a sex room.
Yeah, so much sex room, and then you just showed up and you wiggled out of your handcuffs,
And now there's hair in my
and
face.
now you're putting your hair in my face. You know I can't resist a pile of hair in my face. Home? Yeah, so that at least tells us like he's somewhat planning on coming back and trying to save the other people.
Yeah.
He's not just totally leaving selfishly.
Oh, so yeah, so Jack's basically saying, you told me to get kicked to the curb, so I made this plan because you told me you cared more about Sawyer than me.
Yeah.
And Jack just gave her the, I'm talking to my side bitch right now. I'll be with you in a minute, Jay.
I'll meet you in the sex room.
Exactly. Go warm it up for me. Yeah, this all is tying back to when he thought she had sex with Sawyer because she
Yep.
loved him,
Yep.
but it was really just because she thought Sawyer was gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all a big misunderstanding.
And hijinks ensued.
I know, it's like a sitcom. They got pinball machine in the back there? It's kind of weird.
Of course, they have a pinball
I guess Dharma should have a pinball machine. That seems like something they would do.
for the kids.
For the kids, of course.
Dude,
And you
dude,
know.
dude, nothing can go wrong. My day's awesome. Just gotta go ahead and walk home.
That's literally what he was singing.
Oh, jeez. These detectives were like, we can read this guy from a mile.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that guy that I was lied about. Oh yeah, he's here. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's
He's solicitor.
he's so lying and they can so tell. That's a little hard to answer.
Ouch. So
Yeah,
Locke gave his dad the heads up, and his
yeah.
dad, thanks for letting me know that the
Killed the
son
guy.
wants me. I'll kill him
Yeah, that's
and
totally
stay
what
married to the
happens.
wife.
Yeah,
And actually, it'll be better because she'll be too bereaved to know I'm changing the will around.
exactly.
That's why they call it immediate. Uh oh.
Oh, I forgot about this bit.
Yeah, this is. I think this ties into what about me, Jacob?
It does. It does. Yeah, Ben's cancer. That's definitely a big thread of that story.
Yeah.
Saeed's like, I could be helping a lot, but I'm handcuffed to a swing set.
Yep.
Oh, new Pickett.
Uh-oh. Ooh, that means he was telling the truth.
Yeah, it really does. He really wouldn't need to hit him if he were lying.
Yep.
That's a big moment.
Yeah, that's huge. I love how Saeed said it too. Not that I know your mom, or he's just
Yeah,
like your mother. Nice.
God. That means we're not gonna tell you. Shut up.
Yeah. Plus, two hamsters could generate that much power.
Yeah, obviously it's unrealistic.
Yeah. Even no matter how big they were. Come on. I love that line. I hope you didn't want dark meat, cause I ate it all.
I always eat dark meat.
I start with the dark meat, and then I go to the white meat if there's any left.
Lie. Well, that part's true.
Although some of them know they can't leave until I let them. Running water.
Yep. Lies.
I got a magic bodge.
Yep.
There it is.
That's what it is.
You know something about boxes?
That's a really funny line,
You can say
actually.
that line to anybody.
You know
Everybody
something
knows
about
something about the
box.
box. He wasn't like a box designer.
I mean, he worked at a box company.
Yeah, but he didn't like create
I know.
a type of box.
I know. It's a funny line. I like that. He does say, "Let me put it so you can understand." He
Yeah.
doesn't say like, "Here's the literal thing that's happening."
Yeah, he said picture a box. He didn't say
Yeah.
I have a box. A
Oh, I
Pharisee.
forgot he's a Pharisee.
Yeah.
That's really funny. What would he be doing with his chicken?
I think the idea is he wouldn't even have the cooked chicken.
Oh, okay. I thought the problem was putting it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, you would leave your chicken on the counter like a civilized gentleman.
I mean, the thing is, Locke has no idea what the place is, and I think Ben knows more about it than he does.
That's what Ben just said.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right,
like you've been here 80 days. I've been here my whole life.
right, right. Which that part's not true, but he's definitely been there longer than Locke.
Yeah. But you know what? Potentially Ben doesn't remember what happened before he got reborn,
That's
so
true.
he might not have been told he was born. Well, I don't know. Maybe his dad lied to him afterwards and said you were born here.
I, yeah, it definitely could be true that he doesn't know where he was born.
Yeah.
Unless. Do you have your swimming trunks on?
Yeah, don't get wet. And this part.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Mm-hmm. This looks like such a fake submarine.
he's looking really dry.
Dry so
I
far.
say,
No water down
and
there.
there shouldn't be water there, and he's gonna climb in, and he's gonna look dry in the very, very dry submarine.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta keep it dry. You don't want a leaky submarine.
You don't want water inside.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah. Keep the water on the outside. That's the first rule of submarining.
It is. I don't even know what he's doing down there, like looking for the
Like, why
plates
did
to
he have to
plant.
go? Yeah, like, why did he have to go in so far? Doesn't an explosion on a submarine kill it? No matter.
Yeah.
Well, why doesn't he let them go now before Jack leaves so Jack can verify?
It's just a weird thing to threaten. Like, does Ben care if he leaves? I mean, isn't his reward leaving?
Yeah.
Like the punishment was like I won't fix your thing, but it's too late for that. Like it's weird to be like if
Yeah.
like why does he care if Jack leaves or not? In fact, I think the suggestion is he wants them to stay. And like he wants Locke to blow up the submarine.
That's the question, though. Does he have a problem with his people if the submarine is exploded?
I don't think so. But maybe.
Because it would be. I was thinking that earlier that it would have been really cool if Ben planted in Locke. He incepted the idea in Locke's mind to blow up the
Hmm.
submarine. Like Locke knew he was going to do something with the submarine,
Yeah, but Ben
and
was
then
like,
Ben
"You're gonna
just
go
like,
blow
"Oh,
it
what's in
up."
your pack? You're going to blow up the submarine." And then Locke was, "Ah, he's all wet.
Yep,
He's completely
for
soaked,
no reason.
and he doesn't have his pack with him." So
Yeah.
like, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this bomb on the outside.
I guess that's the idea, but it's just weird. It's weird to cut from him on the inside to him wet.
Yeah. Look at that look.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Like I kind of think Ben told him that to encourage him to do it. I think it made him want to do it more.
I think Ben didn't ever want the submarine to be destroyed, but if Locke was going to do it, he's like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Thanks for helping me.
Yeah.
Didn't keep my people trapped here." I don't think it was his plan from the beginning.
Oh, I think you're right.
So,
He's improvising. I agree
yeah.
completely. But I think he's okay with him doing it.
Yeah.
Man, they should not be on a high floor.
Yeah.
Peter?
John, the light's better over here. Why don't you
Yeah.
step two
Can
paces
you just
away?
step a little?
McCutcheon.
Oh God, of course.
The drink of murderers everywhere. He pours two drinks. Is he gonna give him one, or is he gonna
This
pull a Widmore and say it's not good enough for you? Wow, that's like saying I'm a liar, not a
It
murderer.
really is.
Lying about being a murderer.
Yeah. Get away from the window, Luck.
Right
Don't
by the
go over
window.
there. Oh, God.
Wow.
Jesus.
I don't know if he was necessarily trying to push him out the window the way he kind of tackled him, but
Cue Jacob.
right. She said encounter like he didn't push him out the window.
Yeah.
She said after he attacked you.
Yeah.
It's like she didn't even believe him. She's like, this guy tripped out himself.
Mm-hmm.
Just that kind of guy.
He's clumsy.
Oh, this. Oh wait, that's not what. No, wait a minute. For a second, I thought this was Abaddon.
Oh, God.
Not that he looks like Abaddon, but I was just remembering that.
Yeah, they do have an Abaddon scene that's very similar to this later. That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
It's just like walking.
It's your new favorite place. It's a chair with wheels on it.
I don't want to hear about what you can't do.
Yeah, of course. He's like recoiling from the chair. Oh my God, Locke.
Well, this is where his choices have left him.
This is so. I know it's
You
totally his fault, but it's so sad.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why he's sad. I think he's like,
Yeah,
I'm part of this too.
yeah,
It's not just what his dad did to him, but like,
absolutely.
it's like this is who I am. I'm here, this guy now. He's dry now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow, how did he get dry? What happened? Has it been like days? Oh, Richard shows up.
Yeah. Great.
Well,
You mean anything else stupid?
yeah. I don't know if you know who you're talking to. Get this. I think this confirms what we were saying.
I also think he's lying.
He could be lying, but that seems true to me.
Because I think I want to say, oh, this my people think this, my people think that. I think Ben will make his people think whatever he wants them to think. I don't think he makes decisions by what the others want and what they think of him. I think that's all this fake leadership hierarchy stuff that we think is true. That
Yeah,
at the end of the day, he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't care what these people think.
but I think the part about not wanting Jack to leave, I think I believe that.
Yes. Yeah, that's for sure. But not because these people would look at it
The
as a
my people thing, you're right. You're right. I like
like,
my Bible.
oh, if they'll vote me out next
Yeah,
election.
yeah.
Like, that's what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Not that kind of. It's not that kind of society.
They never sell the others' politics at all.
No.
What?
His eyes are so creepy.
Yeah.
Michael Emerson should not have close-ups like this with this lighting.
Yeah.
What the box
My
provides.
God. I don't know if I am.
Oh my God.
Here it comes.
It's a unicorn. What's powering the island? It's the last unicorn. Wow.
Oh shit.
Daddy?
Did he?
Wow.
Oh my God.
The man from Tallahassee.
That's quite an ending.
Yeah.
I gotta give him that. They've been good on the endings lately.
Yeah, that
It's a
was a good.
shocker. Jeez.
All right, man from Tallahassee.
Wow. Not bad. I've
Well,
seen worse.
yeah. The whole box thing is interesting. I'm glad that was, since it wasn't a big, it wasn't really a box. It wasn't a box machine on the island.
Right. Yeah, they never. And I feel like if you read between the lines, that's not really what I mean. If you just listen to how it's introduced, it's clear that he's not literally saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny that they had to put in stuff later. Like, if it's a magic box, no, there's no magic box. Stop
Mm-hmm.
expecting the magic box. Get over the box. There will be no box. I do sort of wonder exactly, if it's a metaphor, what is it a metaphor for?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it's not a box, but what is it? Like, what is he talking about? I'm,
Yeah,
I'm looking at the transcript here, and it's really weird because he's like, um, he says, "I can show you things I know you want to see very badly," and so he's making this metaphor about he can show him basically whatever he wants, whatever he
yeah,
thinks can think of, he can show it to him. But it's
yeah,
like, I don't. What are you talking about?
yeah. Like, I don't understand that at all. Um, Especially because, I mean, I don't know. In retrospect, it kind of feels like just a weird lie to Locke. I mean, he's trying to mystify this thing that he's engineered,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, I don't know if Locke could wish for something that it would really spit out his dad. And actually, on that note, like this line at the end, like kind of got me a little bit. This idea, he's the reason you destroyed the submarine.
Mm-hmm.
You're afraid of
Yeah.
him, and he can't
Yeah.
find you here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is that true?
I can't imagine that's true because I not directly because Locke's dad isn't after him. Now maybe there's a sense in which Locke feels that his dad can hurt him again in some way if he ever sees him again.
Yeah,
Hurt him emotionally, not necessarily physically, but like I feel like that would be a. I don't think that's at the forefront of John's mind. So unless Ben is really psycho digging here, like
yeah,
it's hard to imagine that. Now the question is, I mean, it just really gets into why did he bring his dad here? he knows that that's a key to Locke. I mean, I guess we'll get into that of why he brought him here. Um, but it's such a strange thing. I have to imagine Ben's just assuming this,
Yeah.
but that's again, it's I don't know how much Ben knows about. I don't know. It's tough. It's because I feel like he's got a handle on who Locke is in terms of his father
Yeah.
and his past. Who Locke is on the island. I mean, he did get to manipulate him when he was in the hatch, in the Swan Station, so he's got a good sense of who he is. But um, the idea that he's like, okay, John's problem is he's afraid of his dad. I don't know. I don't know how they arrive there.
Yeah, and
Instead of saying, uh, and this wouldn't work in terms of not leaving the island, but like instead of saying, I know what you want an opportunity to get revenge on your dad, therefore here I'll
Mhm.
present you this opportunity to get revenge on your dad.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you want in this world. That's why you're happy you got your legs back, so now you can go after him. And that's why you want to be a huntsman, isn't it, John? The person you're hunting is your dad. Like
Mhm.
maybe they could have spun it in that direction of
Yeah.
revenge instead of fear, but
Yeah, they definitely could have. That would have made sense. The play, I mean, that's where they go with it anyway, like eventually he's going to be like, you have to kill him,
yeah.
you know? And so it's sort of, it almost seems like it would work better for their story if that's what he said.
But they have to first make a pit stop at John is sad and pathetic, and he's a
Right.
dad,
They
and then
always make a
to
pit
get
stop
out
there.
to get over the fear, he's got to kill, to get over
Right.
that. But
That's how it works. Yeah. But the placement in the episode of the line makes it feel like it's supposed to be true.
yeah,
Because it's like the final word
yeah, but
on.
I think they use that as a trick.
Oh,
I,
they
I
do.
I definitely think that's a trick they do where like somebody says something and there's no time for rebuttal, so it
Right.
just lingers in the air like it's true, but like
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know it's true, but
I just it doesn't feel true to me. I think it's more that although actually this is a question I wanted to bring up, like why did he destroy the submarine?
hmm
Ben presents a theory. I don't quite buy that. But exactly what is he thinking? So, I mean, on a basic level, I think what he's thinking is, I don't want them to leave. I don't want people to be able to leave. I think we should stay here.
yeah, God, is he still thinking they're there for a reason?
That's, I mean, so basically, yes, but, but yeah, like, I feel like he's turned a corner that I don't really understand,
hmm
because it's one thing to think we have a destiny here, or more specifically, like I have a destiny here. It's another thing to go to the point of I'm going to sabotage ways for anyone else to leave here
Yeah.
to like force them to confront their destiny. I mean, especially because if it really is that, then shouldn't it happen anyway? Like it's just sort of it's a weird move. And since it's so non-specific, I mean, there's no inciting thing that gets him to do this, you know?
So I guess at the base level, right, is he doesn't want to leave the island.
Yeah.
There's nothing for him in the real world. So at the very least, he doesn't want people to get rescued because then people would come back for anybody else left.
Yeah.
I'm trying to track it though from like what's been happening this season. Really from the hatch imploding
Yeah.
and not pressing the button. Oops,
Yeah,
I was
where did that
wrong.
turn come? Like where was it like, okay, now I need to stop. If there's any chance anyone can leave, I need to make that like not happen. Cuz he didn't burn the raft. Like he
Well, no, I mean this has got to come from since season two. This has got to come from like the hatch, the conflict with Echo and the hatch,
yeah.
and then more recently, I think it's got to come from Echo dying and Locke getting the stick and hearing we're next. So this idea
Mhm.
that like they're next in some sense is strange because it's like, well, if they were in danger, you think he'd want to leave.
Right. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, but yeah. And like comparing it with what happens later in the season when he shows up and throws the knife in Naomi's back, you know?
Oh yeah, he's on a whole run. This is the part of the season where he's like a loose cannon. The
Yeah,
part of the show where he's like just doing crazy stuff.
it's sort of like part two of that. And the difference though is that with the Naomi thing, he had Walt like appear to him and you know tell him to go do that.
Uh huh.
And so that's sort of what I'm missing here. Like the thing where he's like, I gotta destroy the submarine. Just sort of
Yeah.
it sort of feels like it materializes out of nowhere. And I can't I can't really see the path.
Was there something in further instructions?
And I guess another thing that I could throw in is I don't see after he throws the knife in Naomi's back and then the season 4 thing. I mean, he tries to split off the group and he tries to avoid the freighter and all that stuff, but he doesn't really try to sabotage them from leaving. He asks them to stay, but he doesn't try to sabotage. So like something changes there too, and I don't really get it. But yeah, further instructions. He was supposed to rescue Echo from a polar bear so they could get the family back together. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with this. At least nothing, obviously, to me.
Man, and it goes back to his line about being motivated to find Jack, and he's just totally lying.
Yeah, it's really strange.
He was like, "How did he even know about the submarine?"
Well, that's another thing. He found out about the submarine from Mikhail, I think. I think he's the one that told him about the submarine.
Okay, so he didn't have the plan to do the submarine until.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he found out about the submarine and the explosives from the flame station, and that's where he got the plan. So, I mean, it is like a really recent thing. I mean, he didn't have the knowledge to want to do it before, but I just I don't understand where the decision comes in, where he's like, here's my logical next step.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Like, I'll blow up their submarine because why?
Yeah, exactly. That's the part I'm missing. And if you had Man in Black in the background saying you got to blow up the submarine, John, it's the only way to whatever. If there was some like explicit suggestion, but it just seems kind of strange that he just has only an abstract idea behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of nothing specific like you should do this. Because it doesn't seem to me like, when he tries to get them to come back, I mean, he doesn't kidnap them, he just asks them, and then when they say no, he's like, well, okay. It's sort of, it just doesn't seem in balance with what happens later or with what happens before.
Yeah. I wonder if it's a simple issue of they needed someone to blow up the submarine as the writers, like
Right.
because otherwise Jack's gonna get to go home.
They don't want to. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
So they're like, well, let's just have Locke destroy it. Why? Oh, no one will question why.
Right. I mean, like, I kind of get the logic, but I feel like there needs to be something more than we were brought here for a reason, some reason, and so I can't let you leave because we gotta be here for the reason.
The reason.
Because in the end, if you want to take it this way, and you don't have to, I mean, they came back anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If they really have a destiny there, they will fulfill it. There's no avoiding it. And so it's sort of like if he really believes it, then it's just.
But that's not how destiny works.
Yeah.
Destiny is like you're involved in your destiny. You can't just sit around and do nothing and your destiny happens to you. That's not destiny.
Right.
You have to actively be involved in it, right? I mean,
I guess the problem comes in where you're just doing things to fulfill your destiny instead of doing things for like specific reasons. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's where it starts to get weird.
Yeah.
Where it almost becomes, you know, like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like,
AKA Destiny.
yeah. Like, it's my destiny to destroy the submarine, so that's why I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then, well, that was my destiny because I did it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at these lines and see if there's anything here about but he's just like, I'm here for the submarine. Where is it?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
I
blow it
don't
up.
see. That's the thing. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, it's the only line in the episode that addresses why he's doing it is Ben's line where he says, "You're doing it because of your dad."
Yeah, and what's weird is Locke tells Ben he's gonna destroy the submarine. He needs Saeed's pack that has the C4 in it, right?
Yeah.
And then he makes Alex go get the pack, and then we don't see the scene, but I guess there's a scene where she comes back with the pack and gives it to him, and he leaves.
Yeah.
And I guess Alex leaves too. But the next time we see Ben, he's in the kitchen putting the food away.
Yeah.
But like, it's really strange that, and then Locke is later. He's like, well, that's why you left the C4 in the pack. Like,
Hmm.
as if Ben had an opportunity to take it. First of
Right.
all, like Locke had the upper hand. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I just found that part to be weird. But yeah, no. Like Ben never asked Locke, why do you want to do this?
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, okay.
Because he could have been like, why do you want to destroy the submarine? Why don't you use it to rescue your friends?
Yeah.
Why don't they use it? Yeah. So it's like Ben knows Locke doesn't want to leave,
Yeah.
but why does he know that? Is it just because he knows Locke?
I think so. I mean, from what he said, he had that all that stuff about they're not ready to make a commitment, and but you are, and so I mean, yeah, I think he just from spending time with Locke, I guess he has the insight that he's bought into the island hardcore.
Hmm. I mean, I guess you could say like Locke thinks if somebody gets rescued, then they're gonna say, "Oh, I'm from 815," and Locke was on 815, and then Locke's dad'll know that he's on the island, and he'll come for
Hmm.
him. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
it's not a logical train of thought, but it's Locke could still think that if he's so
Right.
traumatized by what happened. So I just think Ben's throwing it out there. I don't really think it's true, and I think it's one of those times where it's maybe something like it is true deep down, but I don't think it was Locke's motivating factor. I don't think I don't want to think he's thinking like I got to destroy the submarine or my dad will get me. I think I don't think that was
Yeah.
his motivating factor, but maybe Ben tapped into something that's true on a small level,
On a more
on a
like
lower.
subconscious level or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that sounds more plausible. Like, I don't want to believe it's true either. It's just that this is the only explanation we have in the episode, and so it's sort of and it comes right at the end. So it
Well,
just
but it's like the box. He said it's something he posits, right? He said he's the
yeah,
reason you destroyed the submarine, isn't he?
yeah.
And he's just throwing a theory out there that never gets confirmed, but it's like it seems
It's
like it's
Ben's
the
crackpot
answer,
theory.
but it's just his theory.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. It doesn't. It obviously doesn't have to be true. It's just sort of because I don't really have a better answer.
Yeah.
Because it's specific, like as opposed to like we're here for a reason, which feels loosey goosey to me. Like it doesn't quite, it's not enough. This thing, it's like okay, it's a little weird. It's not logical, but it is like specific. Like I don't want my dad to come here, and I'm safe here from him, and
Hmm.
and this keeps me safe by keeping us trapped here. Like there's a logic there that it makes it attractive.
But it seems like that would have presented itself sooner than this. Like other
Yeah.
opportunities to escape would have been met with his reluctance.
Well, that's why I was saying he didn't burn the raft.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't and afterwards he doesn't stop them from leaving either. He doesn't blow up the helicopter or, bomb the freighter or whatever. Like, that's Kimi,
Well, but the dad's gone by then.
Well, yeah. No, I know, you're right. But I guess, I guess the reason why I bring that up is the other explanation, which is this more Destiny thing, which should still be in play later.
Yeah.
But he doesn't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, like, it doesn't add up for me, this submarine thing. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the crux of the episode, so it's kind of strange that, hey, after all this time and all these episodes, none of it really helped.
Seeing the entire show did not help decipher what's going on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. It's like it makes sense in a loose way, but I just don't quite buy it.
Yeah. I don't think they're trying to sell it that well. I think maybe it's just because it's a contrivance of the story that they needed, and
They just needed to blow up the submarine.
And they maybe didn't do a great job of justifying it.
And they just kind of fudged the details and were like, it's good enough. We need this submarine blown up. And yeah, we really need Jack to not leave the island right now.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's the main thing. Like, they're not ready for that. That's the end of the season.
Yeah, exactly. They're stalling, yeah.
And so, yeah. I think you're probably right. But it feels like such a pivotal point. I feel like there should be a clearer explanation. I feel like if I think about it enough, it'll make sense. But yeah, I know, it's pretty sad of me. It's very Locke of me to think that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what we think about the show in general, and we've learned.
Yeah.
The more you think about it, the less it makes sense.
It's true. It actually gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
If you already think it doesn't make sense, don't even read what they actually say.
Yeah, stop right there.
Then you'll be really confused, and you'll be like, wow, grammar is even a problem here.
Just when you thought grammar could help you.
Like, I don't know who they and it are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the level we're on.
Yeah. What are they in it?
What are they in it? That's what I want to know.
But overall, a pretty good episode. All that stuff with Jack, it was really interesting. And having that little turn of they come to rescue him and he's not exactly in danger was pretty interesting.
Yeah. And you find out, he hasn't just totally betrayed them.
Yes.
As it had appeared at the beginning.
Yeah, he hasn't been brainwashed.
Right. Clearly not brainwashed. He's just playing along, and he's trying to escape, and he does intend to come back.
Yeah.
For them, if he gets off. And
he intends to let people... I don't think he said I'd come back. But...
Didn't he say that?
I think he said he would get some help.
I thought he said that for Kate. No, I'll come back here for you. He says that.
He says I'll come back?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't he? No, I think he said that.
Oh, but I will come back here for you.
Yeah.
Is that what you think he meant by I will come back here for you?
Is that not what he meant?
Come back here for her?
Yeah, that's what that was my interpretation.
Grammar fails again. Yeah. That's right. I would just remember the line. I thought he said something about I'll get help or something.
Well, I think he said that too. I think he said that.
I can bring back help. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Yeah. So they at least got over that weird thing, because I remember that bothering me a lot. It felt very selfish. Jack is supposed to be the one who's, the leader looking out for everyone. That's kind of his role. And so it was weird to be like, well, I got a deal. I'm a surgeon, so I can leave.
Yeah.
You
Surgery
guys,
pass.
yeah, you guys figure out how you're gonna get
You
off.
guys should have went to medical school.
Yeah, that's obviously your bad.
Yeah. That's a YP.
You should talk to the birds.
Yeah, no. Claire's got you covered. She got a whole bird plan laid out to rescue you guys. I'm sure it'll just go.
Yeah.
Rest all your hopes on her bird plan.
You don't need me.
Who needs a submarine when you have birds? Frankly, I wish I could just wait on the birds, but I got this deal with Ben, so I got to do the submarine.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Is there more room on the submarine? Probably not.
I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Room for you and my ego? No way. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, the seeing the Sonic films for the first time was great. The whole thing with Mikhail pretending to die at least. Wait,
Well,
was that last episode?
that was not this episode. But those were good things.
Yeah, I just meant that was good in the last episode.
Yeah, it was good in the last episode. Yeah, no, this episode is after that. They get through the fence.
I flashed back too far. I was thinking when they got to the barracks. Yeah,
it runs together.
Yeah, what else happened?
Yeah, did you like anything in this episode?
In this episode? Ooh. Can you talk about Paravion again? Yeah, seeing...
You mentioned the Jack stuff.
Yeah, seeing how Locke got hurt.
Yeah, I think the flashback was pretty good. It wasn't great. It definitely wasn't as good as the kidney one. But it was pretty good.
Yeah,
it worked. It made Locke look really, really.
Locke got somebody killed.
Really pathetic. Yeah, he did.
Like, that's the thing. He didn't. It'd be one thing if he, like, okay, hey, Dad, I'll give you a heads up. And then he went back to the son and said, hey, I told my dad to leave your mom. At least tell the son to know that he betrayed him.
Yeah.
Let the son know he betrayed him. But, yeah, the son was completely blindsided and got murdered.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
That's insane. He was just trying to help his mom out.
I know. Yeah, no, it's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, Locke, he didn't just hurt himself. That's the thing. Like, he actually did damage to a family. Like, it's really pretty horrible. I wonder what, oh, right, he ran off, and then he ran off to Mexico or something.
I love that she was there like, yeah, he disappeared. He went to Mexico. Well, he ran off. He fled to Mexico, and then he disappeared. He could be anywhere in the world. Really?
Yeah.
He's not on some, like, international watch lists. Like, he's just an international man of mystery. He can just go wherever he wants.
That's a weird line that feels like it's setting up the ending.
It is totally setting up the ending.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it's a little, I don't know.
He could be anywhere in the world. And guess who's the last place you'd expect to find him?
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Those cops did not care at all about helping John. They were so whatever.
No, not at all. Yeah.
They're like, we'll let you know if something happens. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're definitely high on our priorities list. Yeah, but like him in the wheelchair, it was just like such a sad classic picture of him. That is his quintessential mode for the show, is that sad Locke.
I think he's always sad Locke in the wheelchair, even after he gets his legs back. I think that's his problem.
Yeah, totally.
Even if he can use his legs, he still is tied to the wheelchair, just like with his dad. Like, he's always tied to that.
Yeah.
He can never get over it. And I think that's probably the most frustrating thing in the most regretful aspect of his character arc and his character traits is that they just gave him this personality where he just can never win.
Yeah.
Even like when his dad was gonna give him some money, like, just go get the money, I'll cut you. Like, he can never win.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's what's frustrating is to have like a main character who's like the underdog who never wins. Like
Yeah.
that's not even a character type.
No. No, why do that character? It's so frustrating and unsatisfying. Like, how do
That's like
you spend
yeah,
years watching a character be a loser?
that's like Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh like dying every episode or something. Or like,
It
running into the
is.
tree every episode or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just like he's already Eeyore. And
Yeah.
on top of that, he won't even be able to play with his friends.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's such a weird character, like the guy who never wins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Because I think, I mean, like, I think plenty of shows have characters that, have a lot of bad things happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's standard drama, but, the arc is always them overcoming it and triumphing, or at least obtaining some kind of closure or in some way overcoming that thing. Like, that's how they pretty much always write those stories.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what's weird about Locke. Like, it never happens.
He's like always wrong about everything he needs to do.
Yeah.
Like it's such a weird, all-encompassing character flaw.
Even, yeah, it's sort of like you were wrong the last three times. This has got to be the one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Nope.
Like, come on. And
Hey,
then,
use the bad guy to test the fence. That's what we should do, right? Nope. Sorry.
no,
Do
of
that.
course
Okay.
not. Of course not. Oh, you're gonna get him by blowing up the submarine, right? Well,
Nope. That's what he wants you to do.
that's what he wants you to do. I know. They have to tell us that. Like,
Uh,
great. He can't even get one over on Ben.
yeah. He just can't win for any reason.
It's like, yeah, it's ridiculous. If Ben is running the show, he's like, yeah, got you to blow up my submarine, thank you. And now here's your father that you're afraid of.
Exactly. Now here's your worst fear, and go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
He doesn't get, he never gets left alone. He never gets a moment to really get his shit together. And he's just gonna be, I mean, that's all the way to the end for him.
Yeah.
I can see the whole arc coming now, and it's just more dishes and people telling him to do stuff and him being frustrated when he
Don't tell me
makes the
what I
wrong
can't
decision.
do, and then
Yeah.
wrong decision,
Yeah,
and
and then like he can't even have the dignity of suicide.
like he spent his last remaining days convincing the people who mean the most to him throughout eternity
Yeah.
to do him one favor and come back to the
Hmm.
island, and they all summarily say no to his
Every
demands.
one of them.
And he's in bitter defeat. He doesn't even have the dignity, and he meets his nemesis at the end of his life,
Yep.
who talks him out of suicide, only
Yep.
to kill him.
It's horrible.
That's like that's that's almost the worst. That's almost the most sadistic character arc I think I can think of. And I'm even considering the Human Centipede movies. I think even what's that guy's name? Steve Six or something or whatever, something Six.
Mhm.
I like even he's like too far, guys. Too far
Mhm.
with Locke. Like I just sewed people's asses to other
Mhm.
people's mouths.
That's all.
But you had Ben talk Locke out of suicide only to kill him 2 seconds later. That's gruesome.
Yeah, after the already abject failure, all the other stuff Ben did to him, like all of the other bad decisions and
And
misfortune.
and on top of that, guess what? His afterlife wasn't that much better. It's not like he was
Yeah,
like he had the dream life
no,
in the Flash Sideways.
yeah. No, not really. He was back in the wheelchair, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe like a little bit happier, but not much.
Yeah,
Mildly.
mildly.
and that's his big
Mm-hmm.
like triumph.
Yep.
And it's just, yeah, it's sad. It's like and he never gets answers. He never finds out why he died. He never like understands anything
Man.
about all the stuff he was super invested in.
Yeah. It all was for nothing.
It was all for nothing. Thank you. Can I walk into the light
Thanks,
now?
thanks, life. You shat on me every day of my existence, and then all I got for it was this lousy T-shirt. And then guess what? I didn't even get a T-shirt.
No t-shirt.
Not even a T-shirt. Yeah, no, it's really remarkable. I don't know. I can't imagine they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they were like, you know what we're gonna do with this guy? We're gonna make
Yeah.
him the worst.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I don't feel like they sat down and planned that out. And I'll just throw in that I think with if Mr. Echo hadn't left,
Hmm.
uh that I mean that arc would have been different presumably. And
Yeah.
I wonder what effect that would have had on Locke's story. It kind of feels like I mean, that was a mode that they went into with him. They really decided that was a core element of his character, and so they kept hitting that point a lot. I mean, they did that with a lot of characters, and
Yeah.
it sort of feels like they ended up there organically,
Hmm.
just by like, well, it's Locke. What's his story gonna be like? How's it gonna go? And it just kept going back to this. He makes bad decisions. He doesn't he wants to believe in things, but he's constantly disappointed by everything he believes in.
Hmm.
He can never win or get what he wants or find out anything. Like all those things are things that they just I think kept going back to, but then at the end when you look back, it it just looks like a really really mean sadistic story.
And I think it said when he dies that they have the opportunity to make up for it, you know. So like we talked about before, like season 6, like he should have that should have been Locke's hero season. Like that should have been somehow Man in Black's walking around with Locke's face,
Hmm.
but that should have been somehow Locke comes back and helps and saves
Yeah.
everybody, plays a pivotal role in all of this, to make up for the 5 seasons of horrible stuff that happened to him.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think that's kind of like you were saying, like they write him up until season 5, up until he dies, like they write him a certain way because that's his character trait. But then when they get to the point of him dying, and what do we do afterwards with Terry O'Quinn?
Yeah.
They didn't think, oh, let's do something good.
Right.
They were just like, he's dead,
Yeah.
and that's it, and he's not coming back. Like,
Yeah. I guess, yeah, I think the death being so like abjectly miserable is it's even worse because they they want you to buy into the fact that he was resurrected.
yeah,
And so like at the time when you're watching the death, you don't really understand that this is the end of Locke's story right here.
yeah,
It feels like it continues for the rest of the season.
mm-hmm,
And so I think because they play it that way, it makes his death even worse.
yeah,
Because he would have had a better death if his death hadn't been used in that way, I think.
yeah, yeah,
Like probably. Like if they hadn't done that, then they would have given him, I think, a more heroic death.
mm-hmm,
But because they were going to pretend to give him a kind of triumphant victory march, like, resurrection march, like thing, where he comes back to the island, he knows all the secrets now, and he gets everything he wanted.
mm-hmm,
That story works better if it comes from his darkest place,
yeah.
his lowest point. But to sell it, they have to bring him there, and then the problem is it's all a lie. And it's actually, as we talked about before, it's even worse than that. Man in
Yeah.
Black constantly mocks
the
him.
the main antagonist is now taking over his body
Yeah,
and is mocking him the entire time.
constantly talks about, here's his final thoughts. Isn't this sad? Like,
Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah, it is.
Wow,
Of course
yeah.
it is.
Locke doesn't even get the dignity to have his own final thoughts be
No,
private.
exactly, no. He has to bring him up so he can mock them.
Wow.
It's just like, it's like, wow, guys, I can't believe that. And like Locke's funeral, like the thing where Ben's like, he was a great man, and I'm sorry I murdered him.
Oh, sorry, yeah, murdered him.
It's just like, wow, like Boone got a better funeral, like Scott
Yeah,
got a better funeral, like why? This is so ridiculous.
yeah,
Like they couldn't let go of that. And I feel like even, yeah, like you said, even the Flash Sideways, to whatever extent it was better, and he gets out of the wheelchair and he's in the church and stuff. I mean, it just doesn't even come close to making up for what they showed
no,
before. It
no,
feels like so weak and so not even remotely in balance with what happened before.
yeah.
It feels like this is it. This is all I get after all that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I feel like he shouldn't be satisfied with that. Like, it's just like, what? Are you kidding me? This is the afterlife?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, he should have been. Really? I don't even get a good afterlife?
Yeah, like, I'm a substitute teacher. Are you fucking with me?
Yeah, the gods must hate him. Yeah, he gets crapped on like
And Ben's there too?
in two lifetimes.
Like, come on. Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. It's totally crazy. Because it's like, yeah, even after the deception is revealed, they couldn't stop,
Yeah.
like, just completely attacking him. It's crazy.
It's almost like Locke is Nikki and Paulo for the whole show.
Yeah, yeah. It is like that. It
It's
is like
so weird. We're just gonna be evil to this character forever.
it's totally like that. Except the fans liked him,
Yeah.
and so it's like, why are you punishing him so much?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to see that.
No.
Like, Jesus. I mean, in a way, I appreciate the commitment. Like, there's
It's
something.
really remarkable. I think it stands out as writing goes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's something like just it's a tragic story.
Yeah, yeah,
A
it's
great
notable
tragedy.
for
Yeah.
for how severely tragic it is.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
Like way beyond anything, as you said, like I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And because it's a TV show and it's drawn out
Well,
so
and for
long.
somebody that doesn't deserve it, right? Like
Yeah,
he's not a villain, he's not a bad
he's
guy.
definitely not a bad guy.
So to take like a good guy character who's one of the main characters and to just put him through the ringer like that is yeah, unprecedented, I think.
Yeah, it's really extreme.
Yeah.
It's like so far beyond. Yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, I guess standing back, I have to, even though like I don't like watching it, and I wish Locke had a more satisfying arc. There, it's just like that thing with this show, like all of these, this weird commitment to subjectivity, all of these things that are frustrating. At the same time, I have to appreciate on some level. Like there's something amazing about being so committed to this idea that they follow it through in such a complete way.
It makes me want to say, and like we said, I don't think they planned it out the way the whole picture looks by the end of the
Yeah,
story.
like from beginning to end, where they're like, okay, here's how Locke's story's gonna
Yeah.
go.
But in terms of having themes and messages, it almost seems like they're trying to say something with this character. Like, hey, audience,
Hmm.
if you're the kind of person who misplaces meaning, you're gonna have an awful time in life,
Yeah,
or something. Or if you
yeah,
expect certain things from if you make other people responsible for your happiness, you'll have a horrible time in life. Or if
Right.
whatever kind of one or two main things Locke as a character did, like,
Demand a special destiny for yourself.
yeah, like something like that. Like it almost seems like there should be a reason why they're so pointed with his character arc, and if that reason is a message to the audience about how you should live or operate or whatever, like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, there's bad guys who got better
Way better.
deaths and story, success. At least some people had successes, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Mikau, he goes out, destroying the
yeah,
looking glass and preventing Desmond from communicating with the boat, with Penny. Uh, and so yeah, I mean, he gets his final victory. Like they thought he was dead, and he got him in the end, and he
yeah,
kills Charlie. So I mean, for him, that's a triumph.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely, it's more than Locke got
Like that.
by far. So yeah, I mean, I'd say most of the characters have, you know, get more out of things um, than he does. And
It's like Alana got blown up, but at least that was a quick death.
yeah. Well, I mean, she got to the island. She protected the candidates to a certain extent. I mean, it's
Hmm.
not like she did nothing.
Yeah.
She brought the body to the beach to do the big reveal. I mean, she accomplished things.
Locke like never learned anything and was able to apply it for a successful outcome.
Yeah.
Like that's incredible.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. But yeah, I mean, Ben is like a way worse person than Locke is, and he
Yeah.
got a way better
Yep.
arc.
Yep.
He got to, I mean, he starts off being like super evil.
Well, can we start with the fact that he got redemption from the man he killed? Like,
Yes!
like he even gets to like apologize to Locke
Hmm.
for it,
He apologizes to Locke, totally. Yeah, and he gets forgiveness and all that stuff, and he gets to, he kills Jacob,
Yep.
and he comes back from that and becomes the number two for the new Jacob.
Yep.
Like what? He gets rewarded? Like
Yep.
what? It's crazy. I feel like that's shitting on Locke indirectly.
Yeah, he gets the job Locke would have wanted.
Ben gets the awesome job while Locke's just like rotting in his grave. Like Jesus. It's like why did Ben deserve that?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's so unjust.
Yeah, it's really maybe it's life. I guess they're saying there's no justice in life. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I mean, I like Ben's redemption arc, but compared to Locke, it seems mean.
Yeah.
Like, geez, guys, really?
Yeah.
The guy that murdered him gets rewarded?
Mhm.
Come on. Lay off a little.
Yeah, I know. At
Jesus.
a certain point, it's just violent. It's
It
just
is.
gratuitous. Yeah.
It is. Let it go. Jesus.
Wow. But they won't let it go. It's only going to get worse from
They
here on
will
out.
not. It's gonna keep
So,
going. This is really the beginning of the
yeah.
slide downward.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here because this is leading into all that
So
stuff.
so basically, Locke's greatest moment has already happened.
Yes.
I guess
What is his greatest moment, by the way?
I think it starts with the orange smile.
Oh, the orange smile is awesome. Yeah, that's a good one.
Uh, throwing knives with Walt.
Yeah, yeah,
Catching a boar.
yeah.
And I think that's it. I think that one episode when he like caught the boar and he was like the huntsman and all that stuff and people were like, ooh, Locke. I really think that was the height. I think once
Yeah.
he I mean I think there may be a little bit higher when he finds the hatch. But I mean, even that is really one, sort of one step forward, two steps back,
Yeah,
as that Hatch storyline progresses.
it's clearly
So
worse for
yeah,
him
I
than.
really think it was like he caught a boar one time, and that was it, and then like everything else was worse.
That's so sad, but it definitely, yeah, it has the ring of truth. I was gonna say, and then I realized why this won't work. I was gonna say because I think a great moment for Locke, because actually in very compact form, it kind of encapsulates what I wanted for him. Him banging on the hatch
Mhm.
door, after Boone falls, and then the light comes on.
Yeah,
That's kind of like a mini version of what I wanted for him. This kind
yeah.
of he goes through this misery, he gives himself completely to like what he wants to accomplish, and finally he gets
But
something.
that's my point. Like that is actually the beginning of him having this like false reward and this
Yeah.
like, oh, here's something, oh, I've been miserable, okay, here's something that seems like it's a success, it's a goal, I succeeded, but no, it's actually only going to make things worse. Like getting into the hatch only made his life worse.
Well, not only that, I mean, they just totally demystify that moment later.
Yeah.
They even have Locke talk to Desmond about how that was probably just you going to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
and he was like, "You're great. The greatest epiphany of my life was a guy going to the bathroom." Like, I mean, that's who Locke is. That's insane.
I know. So it's like in the moment, it feels like it's what I'm talking about, but
Yeah,
of course they had to ruin
of
that.
course they ruined it. Yeah. No, it's pretty insane that his greatest accomplishment was catching a boar.
It
I don't
is.
think I don't think there's anything else in terms of like a goal he wanted and he attempted it and there was a positive outcome.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I got nothing better. Everything else ends in pain and misery.
I mean, yeah, they found the Pearl Station.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a good thing he wanted. It did kind of lead to more misery, but
yeah.
yeah, it's everything else was pretty much just an abject failure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a success in the sense that the station was destroyed, but I don't think that's really what he wanted.
Yeah,
It seems like he thought, like, what he thought was that he had discovered that the button does nothing and it's an experiment.
yeah, and he was completely
And
wrong.
of course, he was wrong, which is why his final line is, I was wrong.
Yeah,
So,
he's got those great oops and I was wrong and
I
I
know.
stand corrected.
Yes. I stand corrected. That's hilarious.
You caught me in my lie. I stand
I
corrected.
stand corrected. I feel like I should try that. Like,
Right? I agree.
cover up a lie with I stand
I
corrected.
want to. It's such a great way to because it's the least amount of responsibility you can take. It's just like
Yeah.
I acknowledge what you said. Okay.
Yeah. What you're saying is true.
Yeah.
I guess I was wrong about that.
It's like, hey, you called in work sick, but I saw you out at the mall. I stand
I
corrected.
stand corrected. Oh, it's hilarious. I love that. But
Um,
yeah, everything from here on out. Let's stop the freighter from coming. How'd that work
yeah.
out?
It's funny too because even when Locke has a small victory, like winning the computer game,
Mhm.
it leads
Immediately
to major,
ruined.
immediately leads to tragedy.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Like, okay, I'm gonna form my own camp and keep out the people. How'd that work out, Locke?
Oh man.
Poor red shirts that followed you. They all got shot one at a time. Jesus.
Oh man. Yeah, no, he's the worst. I can't even believe it.
It's crazy. It's totally crazy. And then he's like, all right, god damn it, I'm gonna go get him to come back. How did that work out?
I'll sell him. Yeah, I'll sell him on coming back to the
I
island.
got a great pitch. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Here you go. It starts like this. You, island, going back. How about it? No? Okay, next person.
I'm sure the next one will be
And he's
better.
like pleading with Jack. Jack's like the
Yeah.
last word. He's pleading with Jack, and Jack's like, screw you, Locke.
He
Like,
is. He's like, you're just a sad old man.
it's insane. And these are the people who are the most important in his life forever.
I know. I know.
They
That's
don't
so
care.
ridiculous. I know. They just
I feel
don't.
like that's the actual last coffin in his nail is like he gets to go to afterlife with people who aren't that into
Yeah,
him.
absolutely.
He's got to share the afterlife with a group of best friends plus Locke
Yeah.
He's like the third wheel in his own afterlife
Yeah.
for eternity. He's like the guy people like. I guess it's fine if he comes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like he was always around, so
Yeah,
we'll let him in. But oh god,
man, we obviously can't get over it because it's insane.
it's hard to get over. It's too much.
It's so intense. It seems like it's not true, but it is.
Yeah, yeah. Like there should be a way out of it. Like,
Yeah,
but I don't know what to do. I mean, it's not there.
it's what happened. Like, um, oh, I guess he built the crib for Aaron. That was good.
Oh my god, we have to reach so
Yeah, we
much.
gotta reach.
This is ridiculous.
It was season one,
When he
yeah.
found the guitar for Charlie and he helped
Okay,
him
there you go.
quit drugs.
Yeah, but that's all season one, right?
Well, yeah, he did everything good he did was in season 1. Obviously.
Yeah, no, I think the hats ruined him, man. I think it was just too much. It broke his brain. I think yeah. I don't think he could I think after Man in Black put the voodoo on him with between him and Echo and pressing the button, I think that was it. I think Locke's brain got scrambled and he could never make a correct decision after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right. But I think
Yeah, think about it. I mean, like you're on this island. You think you have this destiny. You got your legs back, and you're following the path that you think is chosen for you. And then you find this hatch, and you want to press the button. And you think you're saving the world, and then you're told don't press the button. And then you're completely convinced you should not press the button
Mhm.
because it does nothing. And then you're proven exactly wrong about that.
Yeah.
I would give up on thinking.
Yeah.
Done.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, up is down and down is up, and I'm just gonna do nothing and sit here until I die.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I in season 1, like that is when he accomplished things,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, but I feel like he started to go downhill right when he was pounding on the hatch and the light came on.
Yep.
That was like the beginning because as soon as he got fixated on opening that thing, and really, it was the real turning point for me where I started thinking I like Locke anymore was when he didn't listen to Hurley, when he was
Yeah.
like, stop the numbers, and he was
It's
just
when
like,
he
fuck it.
yeah. It's when he wanted to force his destiny, when he
Yeah,
was self assured of his destiny and what he had to do, no matter the consequences.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it was just like you can light it in like 30 seconds. Can you at least just
That is
listen?
insane. Yeah. Yeah.
Just like, no, fuck it, I'm just gonna light it. It was just like, I'm not buying into that anymore.
Yeah.
It just ruined it for me. And season 2 did nothing to help that situation.
And it's funny because they could have staged that scene to where Locke lights it and then Hurley sees the numbers.
Yeah,
And then it's like, oh, but it's too late, but we still get the attention of, oh no, but you shouldn't have, oh, put it out, it's too
right.
late. But instead, they made him an asshole.
Yeah,
Like they again, it's like they took the opportunity to make him look
make
bad.
him seem worse. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And I think that was the big turning point for me.
Yeah.
Because once they got in, it wasn't any better. Obviously, the button thing broke his brain. And season 3 so far, not a good record.
No.
I'm not impressed. He did succeed in blowing up the submarine. I will give him that.
You're right, but it doesn't count for what we were talking about though because it wasn't the outcome he wanted.
Yeah,
He did succeed, but it wasn't. But he was manipulated into it, so it doesn't count.
it's a hollow victory.
Yeah,
Definitely. Definitely. I'm just saying, like, technically he accomplished a
yeah.
task.
Well, no, I mean he kills Naomi.
Right.
Like he does a lot of stuff but
Yeah.
it's not something with the goal with a positive
It
outcome.
does not lead to positive outcomes. Yeah, exactly. Because that's, I mean, the whole journey he's on right now is just, yeah, complete disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really. I mean, that's what we have to talk. We get to Carlton Damon on the show. We have to talk about why do they hate Locke so much?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I don't think anyone's asked them about that.
Yeah,
I feel like no one quite appreciates. I mean, people understand this, but I don't think it's really been discussed very much.
yeah,
Because I think somehow it's like a magician thing where once you realize that's what the story is, you're supposed to be thinking about something else.
yeah, exactly.
And so like they just kind of dodge the weight of his story,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I want to go through his character arc and point by point to them. And,
Yeah.
like 80% will be like failures and like horrible things that happened to him, and then
Yeah.
just want to go, what? Why, guys? Like,
Why?
why did he deserve this? And even at the end in the afterlife, like he
Yeah.
still doesn't get to win. He doesn't get to win at the final season. He doesn't get to win in the afterlife. It's like, what,
Yeah.
guys? Where's the redemption here?
Yeah, yeah.
What
Why
did
was it
he
necessary
deserve
to
it?
punish him so much?
Yeah.
Like what what's the deal with that? What were you thinking? Yeah, hopefully you can get him on. I would love to hear what they would say about that. I am really curious.
Yeah.
Because it's fundamental. Like his character, pathetic and sad and, failure prone though he may be, he plays a big role.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, in the plot, he's central. He's central because of all his failures.
Failure Central.
That's really how it works, but
Wow.
what can you do?
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll talk more about Locke's sad character.
Oh, he's coming back. He's not going anywhere. He's gonna be sad for more of this season, so
Oh, yay.
yeah.
More sad Locke to come.
We're in for some real treat. I can't wait. We have some great sad Locke moments coming up.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah. I have a couple in mind.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right. Anything else on the man from Tallahassee?
I think that's pretty much it. Good episode. I liked it. It was entertaining pretty much all the way through. I'd say pretty much everything worked in this episode. Very solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I think from since Flashes before or Stranger in a Strange Land, I think the episodes are getting better and better.
Yeah.
All steady tick up. So let's see what happens with the expose.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna be quite as good as this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll be interesting.
All right. Until next time. Thanks and namaste.
Namaste and good luck.